I literally have only been driving this car for 30 minutes and I already picked up a speeding ticket. I don't know how I did that. So, I bought a Z3 BMW for my brother. He paid for it, but I found it. We are in the process of driving it from Louisiana. We picked it up in a small town, and we are driving it back to Austin, and eventually back to Colorado. This thing is wild, and it drives so smooth that I was doing 80, didn't realize it, and apparently it was a 60-mile-an-hour zone. So 30 minutes into driving this, we have a 5.5-hour drive back, and I picked up a ticket. So, oops, that's my bad. I'm super happy with the owner. She really babied the car and took care of it. And like I said, she was 70 years old and just took great care of this thing. So I think that this thing is a great deal, and we were lucky to snag it when we did. So I will show you guys the car when we get back to Austin. So this is the 2002 Z3 that we just picked up. It is a 3.0 liter, and it is such a nice car. We got a really good deal on it. It drove perfect. I drove it 5.5 hours home, and it had 0 hiccups. Like I said, I did unfortunately get a ticket within the first 30 minutes of owning the car. With all that being said, the car still does have its issues for a 20-year-old car, but we are going to fix those, and we are going to get this thing sent off to my brother because he is the actual owner. So I picked up this car for him, and we are going to fix it up a little bit, and so we will have a project car for about a month and a half, and we are going to make sure that this thing is dialed in. Checking out the interior with the E36s and E46s, the plastic bits definitely fade a bit over time, but you can see the seats are in pretty good condition. Again, all things considered. It does have a M Sport steering wheel that doesn't have too much fade on it. The dash is really nice. This is kind of where it a little bit has its issues. You can see just like the little bit of cracking and everything. We do need to pull up this, I guess, when she was on her way over, her phone dropped and it actually knocked out this little piece. But there are a couple plastic bits that we need to fix in here, but overall this is actually in really good condition. You can see this speaker is a good example of just like, again, a little bit of that deteriorating over time, and they just start to, the plastics just start to crack. It turns out the hood latch is like right here, but this is a gigantic hood because it takes off the whole front of the car. But you guys can see under here, this thing is just absolutely detailed, and it looks really, really good. Some of the things to look out for are the coolant systems in these cars. They like to just explode and have a whole bunch of issues, but all of the plastic parts under here actually look to be in good, healthy condition. Another common issue for this generation is the power steering, and you can see that this one is leaking up at the top, so we might have to end up replacing that, and we'll just do kind of a full like little run through of this car, but it doesn't need much. The car is on Continental Extreme Contact, which are a great tire, and they have plenty of tread. I imagine these tires are not fun to replace. The brakes are a little bit squeaky, and the rotors probably are shot, so I will need to check that out. But overall, this thing is actually really good. It just needs a bit of maintenance. And you can see right here, now that the sun is kind of hitting it, there's you might be able to see, it's a black metallic, and it's actually really pretty in the sunlight. We will need to do a detail on it because right here you can see that there's just a bit of fading on the paint, which again is normal for a car like this, but it is a ton of fun. This is the first roadster that I've actually driven and the first two-seater that I've been in, and this thing is just planted. It's super low to the ground and it feels so good and just great in cornerings, and I imagine that it would be a blast to actually go on the track with and just to fully let it eat because this thing corners like no other car. It is a ton of fun. When inspecting the car, I wanted to make sure that there was no signs of accidents, so you want to look down here and see the frame rails and try to check both of them. You also want to go around the strut towers and make sure that that looks original and like the seam sealer looks good and not tampered with or aftermarket. In terms of getting underneath the car, the main spot that I want to look for is around the jack points, so right here and then right here in the back as well. You want to make sure that these spots around those jack points aren't rusted. Sometimes people will try to jack up these cars, all BMWs, and they get it in the wrong spot, and then it ends up folding in the metal and causing a big rust spot. I had it on my E36 M3, and actually this car was very clean, so it looks like it was only on a lift. In terms of trunk space, we aren't looking at much, but at the same time it is again compact and at least there's something. So full battery. I also wanted to make sure that the underneath the battery wasn't too bad. That is a common rust spot for BMWs. Has the full toolkit, and yeah, overall in good condition. It was super funny as I got in last night and I went to lock the car door, and it just spins. So since the older lady was in a small town, she actually never locked her car, and so I don't know when that was broken and how long that's been broken, but I saw on the forums that it is just a little piece that's broken off of it, and it just didn't connect the spring. So we need to pull the door panel off, and we need to be very careful that we don't damage any of the plastics. But living in Austin and living in a bigger city, you definitely want to have door locks. What I would like to do is pull out these seats and vacuum underneath, just to make sure that we get everything and really kind of clean this car up. It looks like on the dash there was a decent amount of, I don't know, Armor All type of substance. It's kind of oily, so I'd like to clean that up with a matte finish. We can replace the shifter and just do very basic stuff to this car. I think this car is as bone stock as they come, which is again a very good thing for an old BMW. In terms of the seats, they are a little bit stiff, but for a roadster and for how small this car is, it is probably as big and comfy as they can come. I was able to drive this car for 6 hours. This is not a great road trip car, but it was fun nonetheless. So we will need to replace the weather stripping along the window. I was getting a decent amount of road noise and just air through the car. I don't know how good it's going to be, but the part is actually shot on it. But you guys can hear just how smooth this engine is. No misfires, no issues. It's just a good car, you know? So this black metallic actually looks really good and hides a lot of the dirt and dust, but I think we can make it look better. It looks like there is a tiny bit of scratching in some areas, and it's well taken care of, but not properly taken care of, if that makes sense. We could also do a good amount cleaning off these front headlights and redoing them. It looks like there's getting water or cracking in there, so we might need to look at these. And then the bumper has a little bit of small issues, but again, overall, it's great for a 20-year-old car. Same thing, the back is actually cracked a little bit, but normal wear and tear. The old plastics get a little bit rough. I want to hear your guys' honest opinions of this car and the Z3s in general. I think that the 3-liter is a great engine. This car is actually a lot more fun than I thought it'd be. Obviously, I thought that the Roadster would be fun, but again, I truly enjoy this car. Like I said, it is not for me. It is for my brother, but if you guys enjoy this content, I can pick up a cheap one that is in a little bit rougher condition, but we will make that thing nice. So I was actually really surprised with the road noise, and the car is actually really enjoyable with the top down. The lady that I purchased it from, me and her were able to have a full conversation at 60 miles an hour without any issues. So it was actually really nice, and this windscreen actually makes a big difference. I will be doing more work on this car, obviously, because we have to get that done over the next couple weeks. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you guys are excited about this Z3 and as excited as I am. I think it'll be a perfect car for my brother, and let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. But until next time, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Ryan. This is Project Racecar. Have an amazing day. Peace.